Lynchburg College picked 8th this year in the ODAC. Hilliary Scott, head coach, joined me at ODAC Media Day 2011-2012 version at the Salem Civic Center. Rotary Club puts on a great event for the ODAC. Coaches get up and speak about their teams, but I had a chance to catch up with Hilliary Scott before he made his public declarations about the Hornets. Hornets, like I said, picked 8th, but a lot of returning starters. 3 players come back that averaged double digits last year, including Nate Campbell. Hilliary Scott gives his thoughts on that and much, much more. A former product of Roanoke College, now at Lynchburg College, and many Division I assistant coaching stops on the way. Hilliary Scott, back home in Lynchburg. Sports Buffet Podcast, ODAC Media Day 2011.
Lynchburg College getting ready to look at a good season upcoming. Hilliary Scott, head coach of the Hornets, joins me. You got to be happy when you return and what you got. What are your thoughts going into this season?
I mean, we're really excited. I mean, we are, and this is, the expectations and the energy for our program is probably as high as it's been in a long time. Returning 10 guys from last year's roster have really set the tone kind of with my team in terms of the work ethic, attitudes, energy, all those things. So, we're really excited. The guys are excited. And we're just to the point where we're kind of ready to get this thing started.
And when one name coming back is Nate Campbell, that can't make you sad?
No, not at all. Wish I could have him for another 4 years. But he's just a great kid. He's a great teammate. Works harder than anybody on the team, and I think he's excited to get his senior year underway. He had a great summer, so I think he's looking forward to it, along with all our other returning guys.
What do you think you guys learned from last year without maybe having the success you wanted? Because, let's be honest, we want to win every game.
Right, absolutely. I think the thing we've learned the most is we got to play with some consistency. We've shown some flashes of some good play, but we got to put those together over a course of a season. We can't have 1 or 2 games in a row that looks good and then come back with another one that doesn't look as great. In order to win this league, be successful, you got to play with some consistency. And I think that's the big thing we've been stressing really since day one, first day of classes, is we got to build some consistent effort and consistent success.
I don't know if the ODAC is ever weak, certainly not this year. And when you look at the top 2, in my opinion, Wesleyan and Hampton-Sydney, looks to be tough.
It's tough every year.
Right.
It really is. And this year's nothing less than any other year. I think it makes it exciting to coach in. Our kids love it. If you're going to play Division III basketball, this is a league to do it. You're going to play against the best competition in the country. And but on the other side of it, I think, with the parity that we have in the league, it's encouraging to see that, really anybody could have a chance to win. And I think that's good.
Talk a little bit about some of the teams. Like I mentioned, Wesleyan and Sydney. I know one of your friends, Don Burgess at Bridgewater.
Yeah.
17, 18 are young, but that can mean scary because they don't know what they're supposed to be afraid of, too.
Well, absolutely. You've seen it. You go through I don't want to play anybody, and I think if you ask every coach in the league, they'd say the same thing. But at the same time, with the way the league is, if you're not ready to play, I think anybody can beat you. Makes it for some great games during the season. Some great matchups, some great stories. Clay over at Randolph last year had a great run. Adam a couple years ago making it to the championship at the 8th or 9th seed he was, I think. And, it's just encouraging that really anybody can win it.
Do you think what happened at Randolph last year can push and motivate you guys? Because, city bragging rights, you want your name ahead of theirs.
Well, we don't look at it like that.
But the players might.
And the players might. I can't speak for them. Right. But, as a coach, we're trying to focus on us. And I think that's, one of the things that's been very good this year is I feel like we can actually start thinking about us and, how we're going to play and really focusing on what we got to do to get better. And all those other things kind of take care of themselves. We're gonna have some great battles, not only with Randolph, but with everybody, I think. And it makes for a very interesting and exciting season.
In the ODAC, do you have to recruit like this is a D1 league?
Well, absolutely. Look at Nathan Campbell, who's a Division I transfer, and that's what caliber players we have in this league. This league produces pros. Yeah, it's not NBA guys, but their guys go overseas and make a lot of money. And
Hilliary Scott, one of them at one point.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Especially the lot of money.
I wasn't thinking about that one. And the second part is definitely not true. But that's the caliber player that we have to get. And that's all we're all trying to do is recruit those guys that maybe could play higher, but want to get to a place where they can play right away. And the biggest thing is make an impact on the program.
Final thing for you, Coach, is always appreciate your time. Look forward to bothering you a lot during the season.
Anytime.
During the season. Let's look at this two ways. Let's say you get off to not as good of a start you want. You have to get the guys up. Let's say the guys get off to a great start and you have to tell them, hey, we got a lot of season to go. How do you approach it? I mean, obviously you want to get out good, but talk about two mindsets to this thing.
It's funny you say that because we just had that conversation with my team the other day, and it sounds really cliche-ish, and you hear it used a lot, but we really have to focus on practice to practice, game to game. And I think we've done a pretty decent job of that in the past. That win or lose, we got to figure out what we did right, what we did wrong, and then we got to move on and look at the next opponent. And even more so this year with what we got coming back, I think we got to do that. And if we can keep that kind of one game, one practice focus, I think we got a chance to do some things this year. So we can't really get caught up. There's going to be some highs and lows, but at the same time, I think the teams that can kind of, get their mistakes, see what they did right, and then kind of put everything to bed and move to the next one, I think will be the most successful.
Is it important not to get too high on the highs and not to get too low on the lows?
I think so. It's a long season.
Right.
And one of our players always used to phrase it's a grind, and it really is. And it can be tiresome physically and mentally. So being able to kind of put games away and move forward and not harp on them, win or lose, I think will definitely help us and help any team be successful.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck this season.
Thank you, man. Anytime.